I found a flip chart called Making Change, and as I paged through the examples, I realized this is something that I can use in class. So I'm going to move my mouse over to the blue download button. When I click, it's going to add it to my downloads folder. I can close the little downloads window with the red X and go to Safari and choose Quit Safari. Now that I've closed out of Safari, I'm going to move my mouse down to the Downloads folder and give it a click. When the fan pops up, I'm going to move up to the curvy arrow where it says Open in Finder and give a click. And here I see my Making Change flip chart in my Downloads folder. Notice it says period FLP. That means that it was an older version of ActiveInspire that saved this file. And that's not a problem, it's just going to give us an extra message when we eventually go to save it. I can close the Downloads folder by clicking the little red X after I double-click Making Change. ActiveInspire is starting. I'm going to close this window. And here I am in the flip chart. I'm looking at the flip chart and I don't know what they had in mind. Remember that we can look up top here for a notes, and this one does not seem to have any notes, and I can flip through the pages and I'll just need to play around and see what this flip chart allows me to do. So it looks like it allows me to have a lot of coins, but it's not an unlimited number of coins. I can go to this little red arrow, remember, to reset the page. And perhaps what I might do with my students with this is figure out the problem with the pen and then once I solve the problem, use the coins to show $17.09, 10, 15, 16, $17, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cents. So it takes a lot of practice before we use this with the students. I'll reset that because I don't want anything changed for when I save it for the students. Now, if I say File, Save, it's going to note that this flip chart can only be opened again in the new version of ActiveInspire. So I'm going to say that's okay. I don't mind. It's the only program that we have. Since I'm changing the .flp to .flipchart, it wants to know where do we want to save this file. I'm going to save it in my flipcharts folder. I could change the name, Making Change, and I might want to choose a different folder still. That's where this blue arrow comes in. I'm going to click on that and it gives me all the choices of where I can save things. And I will stick with my flip charts and hit save. In the next screencast, we'll talk a little bit about the difference between file save and file save as.